your family needs an effective champion. Well, what does it mean to be a champion? It means to stand in the gap for people when they can't do it themselves, or to leave room for people in the space of developing, to understand and embrace people where they are, so that they can continue to move in their becoming. Okay? Many of us didn't have that. I did. I was fortunate enough to have that in my father. My father has always championed for my differences, the things that made other people uncomfortable. And those are the things that I'm telling you that every family needs. Every person, every member of a family needs a champion. But when you understand not just yourself, but the full spectrum of temperaments, which has later been termed archetypes, then you not only recognize and understand who you are, but you can sit in a space of accepting without judgment who somebody else is. And so to be a champion of your family means that you've done the work on you in order to embrace, completely celebrate who you are, and to never ever be tolerated. And in that space, then you're able to freely give that because it's integrated as part of who you are, and you have cut through the social conditioning that has told you you are wrong. And when I say the social conditioning, baby, it starts with family. That is your first cult. So it starts with family, and nobody can teach what they don't know. So we're going to hit 4 different areas today. You see me looking up here because I have a board that I write on the walls. So, and I'm here in the conference room of the place that I live in Colombia. Y'all, I'm out of the United States. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit too. But we're going to talk about family itself with a theme: where you were, where you are, and where you are going. So family, social constructs, and how those social constructs have impacted family, particularly in the US with capitalism. So we're going to talk about the space that we are in right now. This isn't a general conversation. It is a very specific conversation. So family, social constructs, then we're going to talk about you within that, and then how we are perfectly positioned right now. The families just as they are in their messiness and all the hurt and all the crap. And I know we've all been through a lot of hurt and crap. I know it. But I'm telling you, we are perfectly positioned, because up until now, we weren't even ready for this kind of living. And it is the healthiest living there is. Okay? So the theme that's going through this is where we were, where we are, and where we're going. Let's look at family. It's something how we have these bonds with people. And a lot of times what we have with them is so unhealthy. But we will hold on to that or defend it till no end. And I'm telling you, we've got to get healthier as individuals so that we can become healthier units. Because that family, no matter what, is a dangerous, unhealthy concept. It really is. There are so many things in that second bullet of social constructs that make it so unhealthy that we're going to break it down. So here we go. All right. With family, where we were. Let's look at family and depending on what your ancestry is, then you're going to view this, you're going to have this all different, okay? Which is why individuality means everything. You've got to view things based on your individuality, not on the marketing that people are throwing at you. Okay? And when I talk about your individuality, there are some aspects that are going to go into your ancestry, and there are some you're going to have to cut off because it's not healthy for you. And you'll find that many times what family is doing through those unhealthy ties is trauma bonding. And when you are trauma bonding, then there's nothing healthy about it. And that is the crap you continue to perpetuate in your family. And that's what goes down your family lineage. And if you're going to have a better legacy, then you've got to get in a healthier place. And when you get in a healthier place, that is the influence you have on the people around you. Otherwise, y'all continue to perpetuate the same mess. So look at your family. Where were you? What was it? Because whatever it was, if there was not an intervention, a healthy intervention, that is what has continued. And everybody wants to look at what their family has been and its negative impacts on it and on you, and do something different. And I don't doubt you have, but just because you're doing different does not mean what you're doing to the people who come behind you is healthy for them, especially if what you're doing and what you're perpetuating is stuck in social constructs. Okay? So, family, what was it? You got to be able to identify those things, which means that environmental influences, because let me drop this. Who we are at our core, that God spark, and we all got it. That God spark, those things within you that make up the absolute brilliance that is you, that is your archetype. That is the core of who you are. That is what determines how you process things, because you did not come here a blank canvas. That determines how you process things, how you think, how you feel, how you show up in the world, not your behaviors. See, that's where psychology got it wrong. All right? Nobody's born with a mental disorder. They are developed, and they are developed from the pressures of society without understanding temperament and archetype. All right? So you are your archetype plus environmental influences. And there are many. Right now, I'm talking about your family. How your family has impacted and influenced you. And for many of us, I'm telling you, because of that second one, social construct, it hasn't been good, especially in the US. See, they've set up these social constructs from education and every other kind through industries, and then tell us all how we are to live. Then they create this marketing for how all that's supposed to happen. Then they create all these rules around all those things. So until you cut through the social constructs, you don't know who you are. You don't know who the people around you are. You don't know what their strengths are, because everybody has now tried to fit into the boxes that society has said will make you successful, will make you considerate of your neighbors and your societies and all of those other things. Y'all, Medellin is loud. Just stay with me, okay? So through those social constructs, and I'm going to stay high level here because there will be opportunity for us to dig in. This is for you to understand where we are and how we got here. So through social constructs, where we were, where we are, and where we're going. The social constructs are here. If you're living right now, you were born into some social constructs that said we are to live a particular way. After it's set up, these are the ways that we are supposed to live through the marketing, and especially after television. They then created some things to divide us so that we could all stay right there where they needed us. All right? So it's where we were, it's where we are, and where we are right now is a shit show. We know all too well. that we've been lied to about so many things. And I'm telling you that this is the perfect time to cut through not just that conditioning, but all of the conditioning to get to the core of who you are, understand who you are, understand the full spectrum of archetypes, cut through the environmental influences so that you can be the champion of the people you say you love. How do you do that? You can only become the champion when you become the change. Now, here's the benefit. It sounds like a weight. I ain't asking you to save nobody. Can't nobody go out here saving nobody, but you can influence. And here's the reality. You are influencing them anyway. If you are a parent, you are influencing those people around you. If they are adult children, you have already influenced them. And if you've lost them, I hate the word loss, but if they are distant now, if they are distant because they felt invalidated or whatever the reason, it doesn't matter. It's not too late. Because when you become the change, you will also know how. You will trust the very spark of God that is you, that you have ignored for all this time. You will trust those things to be able to influence and impact them because you are coming from a healthy place. It's no longer strategizing. It is just being. And I'm telling you, there are ways that you can do this. And it's not, it's simple, but it ain't easy. But once you have the tools, I tell you, it will also give you the wherewithal to just desire it. You will want more and more of it. And you will become more and more of who you were designed to be, cutting through the conditioning and the crap that they have established for us all. You see, because when they told us, go to school, this is your path to success. And when you do these things, you'll have a successful life. No, I don't care how much you earned on that successful path through education and getting degrees. All that did was proved that you completed tasks. But what you learned was exactly what they set up as these social constructs and industries of professions that did more separating you from one another than it did uniting you. What they did was promised you or gave you a six-figure job, but at the same time crushing your dreams and any possibility of you having real unity. Because if they could create an industry called psychology, where they could say that all of the keep you away from the spark of you and never living that, but always chasing what they wanted you to chase, then you would do that thinking that that is where your success lies. And if you can be successful in that, then you could just go find some people to fill the positions in order to stay in the other of the social constructs and what looked like success. Go and get the house and the cars and then plug in the wife or the husband and then get the children without the skills to be able to live a unified, happy life. And it is the stressors that have people looking outside of themselves and not having built real unity. We have been trauma bonding as long as we've been here. And through the trauma bonding, then you create stronger and stronger emotional ties without getting healthier. And it's time out for that, because here is where society has left us. You and me and everybody else has been on these individualistic paths, okay? Which has made it impossible for us to have real community. People today are now asking then, so if our society has created this individualistic lifestyle, and the individualism is no longer working because every damn thing is collapsing, and now families are no longer getting along because they've done a fabulous job in the divisiveness in keeping us divided. Oh, honey, it was the black and the white. Oh, they were masterful, weren't they? It was the red and the blue. Oh, they were masterful, weren't they? It was the polka or the knot. Oh, they were masterful, weren't they? And now we see that all of that had nothing to do with any of us. Which brings me to the last point. We are perfectly positioned to now get back to our origin, the origin of psychology, which is to understand who you are, who you came here to be, because you didn't come here blank canvas. When you get to that level of understanding, and we all operate on what I call her honor, esteem, and respect, when we can understand the spectrum of temperament and all the people around us, be able to not just understand ourselves, but them, and then connect in the way that we were intended. My first company was called Fitly Joined. When I created my first publication in 1999, I was in religion. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for that. I was deep in religion, y'all. And I still take some parts of all that I've been, some parts, I take the good of all of it. I say I practice Arianity, and my lifestyle and how I think is Ariology, because that is how I believe we all need to be. That's what we all came here to do, because we all came here with our own path of purpose. But for most of us, it's been sniffed out by what I call the three hindering eyes: inadequacy, insecurity, and inferiority. And I am telling you that those things, none of us came here with those things. All of those things come from external places. And it usually starts with the people who are closest to you. You know why? Because the three hindering eyes, inadequacy, insecurity, inferiority, has to be internalized in order to be projected. So if inadequacy, inferiority, insecurities abound in you, somebody made those deposits. No child comes here with them. No child comes here with any kind of mental disorders. They are running rampant. And they've got you all believing you're crazy, you're broken, you need fixing. And I'm telling you, all you need is some recalibrating to who you were designed to be. When you'll do that for you, and you have some influence over others, then we can change this thing. It perfectly positions us to cut through the social conditioning with speed. Do you hear me? With speed. Because all this stuff is collapsing around us. So it's not, is it individualism or is it collectivism? It's both. Because the individuality piece is going to be necessary in order for us to have real community. Because as much as we want to believe we've had community, no, we haven't. We've just been fighting to survive. And when we got some kind of striving going, because they peeled out a little bit of their capitalism toward us, then it made us think, oh, we made it now. Oh, this is it. That's what they wanted you to believe. Now you know better. Where we are going is that we all have to be individually whole, okay? And the more of us that are individually whole, then we're able to raise the vibration around us in our individual communities, and then we'll collectively be able to turn this thing around. There's no need to fear right now. This is not the time to fear. It's the time to get busy. Getting back to who you were intended to be. All right? I'm not ending it without an offer. I'm making an offer to you for to learn even more about this. And I am making a special offer to those of you who get in on this session. After you hear this session, whether it's live or later, and if it's still active, or if the session has closed, then you'll have a link to get on the wait list. But right now, Okay, I don't. All right, so it's zaragreen.com/champion. Zaragreen.com/champion. Zara. Okay, who's there? Who can type that for me? Zaragreen.com/champion. I am keeping this tight. I'm not going to have a whole lot of people in this. It's a 4-week session, y'all, with the course and 4 live sessions with Q&A. And because I'm making this offer to y'all, and this is the first of this kind, not the first time I'm teaching, of course, but the first of this kind, there is a significant discount. It will not remain that price. I won't even say what the price is right now. You'll see it when you go. It won't remain that price. And we will begin the first session. As soon as you sign up, though, you will receive, it will be open to you, the course itself. But there will be a lot of other training that goes along with it. I'm going to have some drip audio videos that go along with it. So this is a journey. It's a 4-week journey to better, for you being better and the people around you. So you are making an investment in yourself, in the people you love, in the larger community, and eventually for the collectivism that it's going to take for us to move into this next phase. Because they are making it difficult for all kinds of things. And this is what it is going to take. Nothing's wrong with you. You're not broken. Nobody was born with a psychological disorder. I refuse to accept any kind of labels. We need to get rid of the labels and get back to the truth. Okay? So cutting through the crap they wanted you to believe about you, it drives me nuts to see just how effective the marketing has been, because so many people have accepted the labels that something's wrong with them. Because as long as you think you're broken and something's wrong with you, then you'll never get to the truth of who you are and live out the life you came here to live. And it is my mission to get all of you to the space you need to be in to cut through the crap to live life abundantly. All right? Happy. I believe that life is meant to be enjoyed. In the past, sometimes that meant cutting off all the people who didn't understand what I understood in order to move forward. That's been the case for a lot of you. We're in a space where we can get to a space of healthy and reconciliation that is healthy for all. All right? Because quite frankly, we're all in the same boat. All right, y'all. For being here, thank you to all of you who came live and for those of you who will see it. I am going to ask you, if this was good for you, subscribe, like, share. If you have people that you love, bring them on this journey as well. zaragreen.com/courage. The more of you who go through this with you, then the easier this is going to be for you. Okay? So we have a mission, y'all. We are about to raise the vibration by getting to the core of each of us so that we can give each person what they need, not what we want them to have. Too many people have been living according to other people's desires, along with the social constructs, instead of getting in touch with their own design so that they can live according to that. That's where peace lives. All right. Until next time, y'all, it's your life. Choose it just as it is. Own it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Change it. As long as you can breathe and learn, it can get better. From Medellin, Colombia, bye for now.